guys, it's Drac. Thanks for sticking with me. My exams went really well, so I got to successfully transfer to a new university for the next semester. I don't want to give too much away, but I will officially be a rambling wreck, so I'm super excited about that. Obviously, here we have the Elite Rough Cut. The stripe is actually completed. The mod guide is done. I'm still deciding kind of how I want to paint it, and then I'm going to do all of that in one huge video. Probably name the blaster something cool, so be patient with that. It should be up before Christmas, but we'll see. Anyway, here's the Rough Cut. It is the Rough Cut 2x4. I like the way that they're doing the new nomenclature for the multi-shot Madness blasters. You can see that there. On the back we're saying that we can blast 2 darts at once and that it will fire up to 75 feet just like the rest of the Elite blasters. So I'm assuming that that range should be reasonably accurate. They haven't been too off on the money there. So we've got a front view, profile view, and it looks like the angle here is going to be a really cool pistol grip, which I'm really excited about. The barrel break was the last blaster to have a really nice pistol grip like this, and the barrel break was a pretty bad blaster, and this looks like just an upgraded barrel break in every way, in both form and function. It looks a whole lot cooler. The box tells me that it should be a lot thinner. The priming style is a lot smoother, and it looks like we have the ability to do both single shot, multi-shot, and slam fire. Thanks a bunch to Hasbro for sending this over to me. They also sent me a bunch of extra darts, so that's really cool. Without any further ado, we're going to go in. We don't want to fool with the instructions. I'm reasonably sure I know how it works. Inside the box we have taped in with some clear tape and mostly held in with cardboard the Rough Cut. It looks really cool. It's that same Elite scheme. I'm just going to tear it out of the package because this one is for me. Oh man. Pistol grip is super great, huge handle, awesome, fits your hand really nicely. Love the indent here, makes it really comfortable to grip. We've got a notch here which makes it even more comfortable. Profile is sweet, even has the tactical rail, no stock attachment, but that's fine because it's got a clip here for your lanyard. Would be really sweet to sling this down here, and it looks like prime is reasonable, but we're getting plenty of force out of it, so that's super cool. I'll use the darts that come with the blaster first, and then we'll switch over to the older style batch darts that I've got. So before I load it real quick, it looks like we fire both at once. I'm trying to figure out how to fire them one at a time. Maybe it'll be clear when it's loaded. The slam fire looks like it's going to be a little tricky just because, unlike the Alpha Trooper, there's no real notch to grip in this slam fire handle, and it's a much further distance to travel, or at least it feels that way, but we'll figure out how that goes. I also brought a Sonic dart. I think it's one of the old mint Sonic darts from the Sonic series, so it's a Whistler dart, and then I brought one of my glow-in-the-dark Raven darts, so we'll see how those goes. Once it's loaded, these aren't going anywhere. The profile is super small, and they really have plenty of active barrel length, so I'm pretty excited about that. We'll prime it and fire. And it looks like I fired 3. I don't know how exactly I did that. One of them kind of dirtled. We're definitely getting the ranges that have been claimed. I'm having a lot of trouble firing this one at a time. Okay, there we go. So we're talking about like a millimeter difference here. We're looking at about this for a single fire and this for both, and there's absolutely no issue firing 2 at once. It's very comfortable. The spread is reasonable. We're not looking at anything over a couple of feet difference. Maybe like by the time we've traveled the full range, somewhere around 7 or 8 feet max. But the Elite darts are flying very straight. I'm very pleased. We're going to put in this old batch and we're going to try to slam fire. Obviously you can see I've put in differing dart types up at the front, so that's no big deal. We'll see how those go, and then we'll slam fire off the last 6. So again, I seem to have fired 4 that time, and the last 2 didn't really go. There's got to be some sort of connection between the air chambers, which is letting that happen. It's a little frustrating, but I'm sure that with time and a proper mod guide, check that out here, this should be much easier to remedy, and we can get a cleaner airflow through the blaster. All in all, I really like the blaster. So we're going to fire these 2 and then prime and fire while holding down the trigger. That's slam fire, and we'll see how that goes. And it's actually reasonably tricky to aim doing the slam fire. Again, it's something that I'm sure I could get used to, but the way that you have to travel so far with the priming mechanism is making that a little bit tricky for me. We'll see how quickly I can do it, and then we'll cut the video to a close, but it's getting exactly the ranges that are advertised. I believe its MSRP is going to be somewhere around 20 bones, so it's a great deal for an elite blaster, especially because like it's the shotgun that everybody wants. I don't know how practical it'll be for HVZ since the single firing seems to be tricky, but the multi-shot madness is definitely a cool concept for HVZ, and I like it a lot. I think that this will probably wind up being some sort of integration onto one of my HVZ blasters, because I just like the idea of an undermounted shotgun, and the profile here looks like it's perfectly designed to just slap on top of something. We could even do an integration using the rail system so that we don't have to cut it apart too bad. We're doing a new white sticker elite thing. We've got belt clip here, one tactical rail, iron sight up there, super duper cool, love the rough cut. We'll fire all 8 of these off and see how that goes. So we lost one halfway through the process, and my hand slipped a little bit too, so that's a little frustrating. Again, this blaster is going to take some practice to get used to, but all in all, that is the Nerf Elite Rough Cut. It's new. I'm assuming it's a 2013 blaster, but it is my understanding that they're starting to show up. I know that a few Nerfers in the Southeast have found some. So as always, guys, thanks for watching, and for those of you that celebrate, have a wonderful holiday season. Bye.